told you that I want to run away.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nia. If you're new, welcome and nice to meet you. Make sure to subscribe and join the family. It is Monday today and it is the first day of lessons, so I'm going to log on now, check out what lessons we have in store, and I'm eating dinner as well at the same time, or lunch, and then we'll see what I have to do this week. I'm so happy. So I had a little nap because I was at work for the most part of the day, and then I did the first lesson, and the first lesson was talking about, the lighting's gonna be funny because I have like a rainbow thing on my window, so just excuse that. But the first lesson was talking, well, okay, before we got to the lessons, there was like a few videos. The first one was just like an encouragement video, just encouraging me as I go into the lessons. And honestly, like for the first, like I watched those videos before I fell asleep, and it didn't even feel like I was studying anything yet, so I wasn't in that mode where everything was being serious to me. Well, a little bit more serious, like I'm actually like doing an education right now. It was more like, oh, I'm still like getting myself ready to start this course. But then after my nap, and then like I really like got up and started to focus, and then I watched the actual first lesson. That's when things are like, okay, now it's time for me to like really get down, put my all into this, and really get the most out of these lessons. And I think mostly it's because I have other things to think about, like paying for the course as well. But I feel like if I focus too much on that, then it's just gonna stress me out and I'm not gonna get the most out of the course. So now I'm moving myself back into lesson mode. So after the encouragement video, there was another video just talking about how like to move through the lessons and to just take it step by step and really do everything that they say in each bit before you move on to the next bit. And it was pretty much just saying as well that once I know how to do things properly and accurately, then I'll have the freedom that I will need and want to be able to create pretty much anything that I want, or draw anything that I see and stuff like that, which is really, really cool. So once you really have like a solid foundation, you can just have so much freedom moving on. So I know that this is going to be like really academic and really like traditional, but I was expecting that, so I have to get myself back into that frame of mind and to be able to like separate, you know, like this is lesson time. So lesson one was talking about activating the right brain, and quite a lot of people, I have figured, actually haven't heard of that before, like left brain and right brain, in terms of how to activate the right brain and the benefits of activating the right brain. And basically as a child, your right brain and left brain are very balanced, and then as you get older and you go to school and you start to use language as the main communication, and talking and reading and stuff like that, that's when your left brain starts to take more of the forefront. So now it's time to like try to bring the right brain up to par with the left brain again. So the right brain is where all the creative things happen. You're not really thinking about anything and everything's positive, anything can happen. And the left brain is more like strategic and like you're thinking about everything, analyzing everything. And it's also like the negative parts as well. So if like I'm having negative self-talk, it's the left brain that's activated. And then if I'm saying, oh, I can just or even if I'm not saying anything, if I'm just painting something and then I wonder like, how did I even do that? That's because I was in my right brain. So some of the exercises they said to do is like daydream or listen to music and doodle and not even think about what I'm doodling, or try to if I look from right to left instead of left to right, because usually when we're reading in the Western culture we read from left to right, and in the Eastern cultures they read from right to left, and they have very strong right brains, which means they are naturally more creative in that way. So I might start analyzing things from right to left. I'm gonna try one of the drawing exercises where you are drawing a crumpled piece of paper, but I'm not looking at the paper. I'm following it with my eyes, and as my eyes are following each crease and whatnot, then I'm drawing as my eyes are following, but I'm not looking at the paper. And that exercise I'm supposed to do for 10 minutes, so I'm going to do that now, and then I'm going to move on to the next lesson, because I already know like quite a few things of how I can activate my right brain. I do that quite a bit. Like if I'm painting and I'm struggling or something, I will start dancing and singing, and I do that a lot. Like if you like pay close attention to some of my speed paintings, you'll see that I'm moving around a lot, or it looks like I'm talking or something. It's because I'm literally singing along and I'm dancing along, and sometimes it takes me such an even longer time to edit my videos, because I have to literally cut out like all the little dancing bits that I do, because I keep on blocking like the canvas when I'm trying to film. Like, oh, actually my dancing is kind of being intrusive to me actually filming, but it's so good because it helps me to see things differently. One more thing I'll say on that is also, if like I'm drawing or painting and I'm overthinking everything and things not looking exactly how it should look, you can flip the painting or the drawing upside down and start drawing the thing upside down, and you would draw it accurately because you don't know what you're drawing anymore, and your right brain has to be activated in order for you to successfully draw it accurately. So that's a tip for you guys as well. So it's very, very important. So I'm going to go ahead and do this exercise now, and then we'll go on to the second lesson, or the second bit.
I should be here with you, and we know where we stand. I should be here with you.
Another angle. Let's do another angle and a bigger piece.
And we know where we stand.
And another angle. And an even bigger piece of paper.
And we know where we stand.
Final angle.
Go back home and get it under a bed shot. Go back home and get it under a bed, shine. Go back home and sit under a bed, shine. It won't rain, it will shine, it shine. Hey, my blue melon don't shine. Hey, the morning light. Hey, my.
So this is the last piece that I did. Then we have this strange pattern, but I actually really like it. I think it's really interesting. Then we have this piece that I did second, and then we have the first one, which is stunning. So the most interesting thing that I noticed through this process is that when I first started, I was just literally I did it so quickly, and I was literally just putting the shapes. I think I've blocked in the shapes, and that's it. And then the second one, that's when I found myself starting to not think about what I was doing. And there was one moment, I don't even know how long it lasted, probably not too long, because then I noticed that it happened, and then I took myself straight out my right brain. But I really noticed that I literally got lost in the moment, and I was actually not thinking about anything. And then the thought came into my head, oh my days, I got into my right brain, and then I was immediately straight into my left brain and started overthinking. And then I kind of forgot which bits I had already drawn, whereas with the first one I knew exactly everywhere that I had drawn already, so I didn't really go over it too many times. But with the second one I was like, I can't remember if I drew that bit, so let's go and draw that again. And then I'd forget that I did it again, and I drew it again. So I was definitely, the more I went on with it, the more I found myself not really thinking about what I was doing. And I think it will be even more beneficial if I did it without necessarily having a timer set and without filming it, because then I won't have those other elements that I have to think about. Oh, am I getting the right camera angles, or when is my alarm gonna go off, and things like that. So I actually really like it. I really like the way they look, actually, and I think I'm gonna put them in my sketchbook. And another thing that I found is that I didn't realize how beautiful paper was on its own. Like, you just crumple up a piece of paper and you think, oh yeah, it's just a trash big piece of paper you can just throw in the bin or like recycle, obviously. But when you actually look at it, and you look at it in the light, and the light that I have at the moment, as I said, I have rainbow, I have like this sheet thing over my window, so it creates like rainbows in different shapes and holographics and stuff on my window. And when I'm looking at it like in the light, and I can see all the different colors coming through, and then like you look at the piece of paper and you just see like the big blocks, and then when you actually really look at it, you realize, oh wait, there's like different shadows, and there's different creases within like the big folds, and it's like really random, but really like it's so beautiful yet so simple. And yeah, I found beauty within a crumpled up piece of paper, and I actually feel like I want to draw it like how it actually looks, instead of just drawing like the shape without looking at it. But I want to actually draw a piece of paper crumpled, which is like so weird, but it's so beautiful. And it actually helped me to create some really beautiful shapes that like geometric, well, it's not even geometric, but you know, like how people make geometric types of art and stuff like that, and it looks like that, but like just messier. And I feel like I can create some really cool patterns, and I could use this for like mark making and stuff like that on my paintings and drawings and stuff. I just think it's really cool, so I'm definitely going to be doing that exercise a lot. I actually even feel like I want to create a dedicated sketchbook just for that technique, but I want to color it in as well. So that's really fun and a really cheap and easy thing for you to do if you want to have like a coloring in book. Just crumple up a piece of paper, draw it without looking, and there you go, you can color it in. But it's so fun. It's so fun. You should try it. Okay, now I'm gonna go on and have a look at the next lesson. Okay, so the next section is all about line and how to hold your pencil. And it seems all this time I've been drawing wrong, because usually, well, most people, they draw with the pencil obviously like that, but I'm actually supposed to hold it like this and do everything very lightly. I'm not supposed to be drawing from my wrist, I'm supposed to be drawing from my shoulder. Everything's supposed to be really connected and fluid, and the line of what my shoulder is doing should not be broken by my wrist being all tense and not flowing in the same direction. So there's a few exercises I have to do, like drawing like straight lines, applying different types of pressure, drawing ellipses and circles, and then blending out the line, and each bit is like 10 to 15 minutes long. So I'm gonna go ahead and do those, and I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll move on to the next bit. But so far there's like a lot of exercises that I feel like these are just things that I'm gonna have to do daily until it's like natural for me to do. So yeah, those are things that I guess I'll be focusing on quite a lot every single day, and I'll probably do them as exercises before I start my paintings and like other things that I need to do, like drawings and stuff. So yeah, that is it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now, because I want to see what's next. I really want to do some painting. I think I enjoy the theory of painting more than I actually do with drawings, and I think especially because I'm more excited to learn how to use oil paints, because I've never done that before. But I just have to be patient and know that everything is here for a reason, and it's all here to help me to become better. So I really do want to become better, and it's not like I'm rushing through it because I'm never going to do it again. I'm going through each bit now, and then I'm going to go through them again like every day for the rest of the week. So, and I know I'm going to get so much better, and I'll probably like show you like the updated progress like towards the ends of the week of the different exercises, so we can see how much better I'm getting with it. So yeah, okay, let's do some drawing. So I finished all of those exercises now. It is now 5:45, so that was a good 10, 20, 30, 40. That was a good like 50 minutes or so. So wow. I was playing some music as I was doing those exercises, and I found that I was like really getting into it. At first it was a bit tedious and a bit like not very exciting, but it wasn't necessarily like it's boring or I can't be bothered. It was just like different, and my shoulder was like aching as well. because it's not used to being in such a, like, it's like doing the royal wave for like the Queen of England. She waves like something like that, and it felt like I was doing that as I was drawing, and that's kind of like how I'm holding the pencil as well. So it was definitely different, and I did have to refer to the video again for like several points, so I'm definitely going to be watching that video again tomorrow, or whenever I get around to doing, if I have time tomorrow, I will do that video again and just like really go through everything and making sure that I'm getting everything kind of right, because there's no point in practicing something if you're practicing the wrong technique. So I'm gonna go through everything again and make sure I'm doing it correctly and do those exercises again, and we'll see the differences. But I think after like a certain amount of time, when it gets to like the 5-6 minute point, then I really like stop focusing on trying to get everything perfect, and I'm just going with it, and it's starting to look a little bit better. So I think it's just when you're learning something new, you always overthink everything at first, and afterwards you start to get into it and then you realize it's not as scary, maybe it's the wrong word, but yeah, it's not necessarily easy, but it's not as impossible as you might have thought it would. So now I'm gonna go on to the next bit and see what that's saying, and yeah. I'm gonna have a water break or stay hydrated. Today's quite hot today, which I'm surprised at. Hello, so it's Wednesday and I have quite a bit to fill you guys in with. So how can I say this? Monday didn't end as amazingly as I thought, because I will show you. I bought this. It's Senelia hashtag green for oil, and this is a thinner, and I wasn't sure if you could use this as a brush cleaner as well. And because I wasn't really feeling that well anyway, and I was really tired from work, and just everything just all of a sudden just seemed to pile itself on top of me at that particular moment, and I was really upset because I had wanted to paint something that day and I wasn't going to be able to paint unless I had a thinner or like a turpentine or something of that sort. So I kind of had my little moment to just not be happy about everything and try to work out what I was going to do next. And luckily I have a mentor, so I just went, why didn't I just message my mentor? So I messaged her and she said it looks all right. So I'm going to use it for now. If it's not great, then obviously I'm going to get like some sort of turpentine or something for it, but apparently it can be okay for this, so we're gonna see how this goes. And yesterday I was way too tired to do any lessons, so we're going to just pick up and do everything today. I still have a video I need to finish editing, so I'm going to finish editing that first, and the rest of the day is going to be spent focusing on some of these lessons and just trying to do the best that I can and learn as much as I can and see if I can understand everything, because I was doing my March art club submission, so that's the video I'm working on, so I'll link it in the cards and in the description if you guys want to watch that, because that's coming out before this video. So I'll just show you the piece. This is what I made. It's a bit dark actually. I mean, you can't really see it. This is the piece, and it's the moon and the sun colliding into one, like it's melting and colliding into like this massive supernova kind of thing. And yes, that's the piece, the biggest piece I've ever done. Compare it to the size of my hand, which you can't really. It's 50 by 60 centimeters. Hello. So yeah, cool. I just finished spray varnishing it, so now it's all nice and dry and ready to do whatever it needs to do whenever I plan on doing anything with it. Because that made a whole lot of sense. So now I'm just gonna go finish editing this video, and then let's get on to the lesson. Good morning everybody, it is Thursday now. So yesterday you would have seen me do my underpainting. It was a subtractive method of like you paint the whole canvas, and while the paint is still wet you then start to use a subtractive tool, different methods of subtracting the wet paint to create an underpainting. So I chose this chicken, and when I first did it I was like, it's not that great, but this morning when I looked at it I was like, actually that's pretty good. And considering it's the first time I've ever done it, it looks not bad indeed. And I love chicken. Chickens was my first ever favorite animal. That had a very strong place in my heart. So I just, when I saw that image, when we had to choose our sources, I just went, yes, I need to paint this chicken. So I'm gonna let it dry, and it takes about a day for that to dry now. So I'll move on to the next lessons, which I believe is gonna be something related to drawing, and then when that's dry, then I can do the next oil painting lesson where I do a glaze over that. So what else do I need to do? I spent the whole morning like tidying up, decluttering, because I watched a video in art club that said that if you have like clutter, it's because you have clutter inside somewhere, that like in your mind, that you need to clear through, and that just like reflects with the rest of your environment, and it's harder to create when you know you have mess somewhere that you need to clean. So I'm trying to get rid of the messes that is like really in my head, so that I can focus on my work. So I'm gonna do that now, have something to eat, and then we'll get to the next lesson. I will say that one thing I didn't realize about oil paint is that you do need to keep the door or the window open whilst you're painting, and even when it's drying, because I decided to paint at like midnight. I didn't realize it was gonna be so long. I don't even know why. I didn't even consider the time until like I had started, and I went, oh great, now the paint is wet, I just have to go for it now. And I went to bed, left the door closed, didn't I? And woke up with the worst sore, irritated throat ever, and I was going like, what is going on? And then I realized, oh, it's the oil paint. So just a warning to anybody who is painting with oils or is new to oils, make sure you're in a ventilated area, because it will affect you negatively if not. So that's a huge lesson for me. But the problem is I live like almost in the country, so like spiders and bugs are big. They're considerably bigger than living in the city, and it's not fun. So I literally keeping a close eye on the window, because if I see anything come through there, I don't even want to think about it. So currently I'm trying to draw in proportion by holding the paintbrush up and viewing it using my pencil, closing my eye and trying to get the proportions right. And let me tell you, it is not as easy as it may sound or may look. Now when I was watching the tutorial, it didn't look easy to me anyway, because I am almost completely useless when it comes to measuring things and stuff like that. So even using a ruler, I still struggle to get things looking straight and perfect. And I think because I'm putting so much pressure on myself for this like first couple of lessons for some reason to get everything right, that I keep on forgetting that I'm actually learning. So why am I being so hard on myself? So I had a moment, like a good 15-20 minutes of just sitting down, like being really frustrated about everything. And luckily my mom was here while I was starting this anyway, so I could just talk with her and be like, do you even understand what's going on? Like, I don't understand what is going on. And I attempted this a few times now, trying to edit and change what I've done, and it's looking all right at the moment. It's looking all right, but it's not looking exactly like how I want it to look, which is just frustrating. So I just put on some of my favorite songs, and I've just been like trying to dance as I was drawing. So I'd have my moment of like, wow, I'm really frustrated, and then I'll put on like my favorite song, and then I'll just start dancing and just try to let go of all of that frustration. But this is very difficult for me at the moment. It's definitely, yeah, I definitely need to be in my right brain for this, because it's actually hurting my head how this is not working for me. But that's just because I'm just learning how to use my right brain, and I'm learning how to draw in proportion. So something I have never been very good at. So what did I expect? But I'm going to attempt to continue this because I don't want to give up. Yeah, I don't want to give up, so I'm just gonna keep on trying to push through, take my breaks. I've got my music playing in the background while I'm watching the tutorial and like going over it. I've got my rubber, so we're just going through things and changing things, and yeah, we're gonna do this. We are going to do this, but I'm not enjoying it. Yeah, I'm enjoying the painting more than I'm enjoying the whatever you call it, drawing. Yeah, it's really like hurting my head having to think about, I'm just thinking too much. That's the problem. I'm really thinking too much, so we've got to stop that. Let's continue. Okay, this is currently how it looks. Not terrible, not amazing. I mean, this doesn't even add up. It's not symmetrical in any way, shape or form, and that's really annoying me. This side is looking all right. This side, what are you doing, mate? Like, where are you going? I don't get it. I do not get it. Ugh. I was literally gonna cry while I was in it. I was like, yes! I put on my headphones, played my favorite song on loop, and I was just like, I'm just gonna go into my right brain. I'm not gonna care about anything. We're just gonna listen to this beat, we're gonna dance, and we're not gonna think about anything. And then when I just like looked at it, I was like, oh my goodness, it actually looks legit. And then kind of went a little bit skew for a bit, and then I think I picked it back up. It may not look totally accurate, but considering it's the first time I've ever done something like this, I am pretty pumped. So would you look at that? That, my friends, is my hand. Okay, this bit is fantastic, all of that. These 3 fingers, not so much, but it's all right. Considering from where we started to where we are now, that is a pretty big improvement, if you ask me. Maybe I need to make the fingers a little bit fatter, but overall, I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty good, pretty good. So, this is my current hair situation, but I wanted to do some painting tonight. It is currently almost midnight. It's 11:29 and I thought this is the time that I actually started painting yesterday, so it should be completely dry now. Should be. But I'm not gonna do that to myself, so I'm just gonna go to bed, wake up early in the morning, and we'll get it started early in the morning instead. And yeah, that's just how it's gonna have to be, because a girl is tired and I don't want to force myself to stay awake and then to wash the paintbrushes after. Like, that's the one thing I really don't enjoy, is washing my paintbrushes. And it's not even like washing my paintbrushes, it's the idea and the thought of having to wash them that really, like, I just don't want to do it. I'm just thinking, oh, I'm too tired, I just want to go to bed and I don't want to wash them or like clean my palette. And I never clean my palette like at night. I will always clean it the next day when I'm gonna go back to painting, but I will clean my brushes. So I just always, and it doesn't even take long. It's like, it's not even a problem for me when I'm washing them. It's not a problem, it's just the idea of having to do it that just really hurts. Which is so dramatic and so silly. But anyway, I'm gonna get ready for bed and I'll catch up with you guys in the morning when I do my glaze. So yeah.